neighborhoods with the highest rate of overdose in the city. And we are also the community where a supervised consumption site was closed forcibly by the Ford government about a month ago. That decision, which was not one we made as a city or as a community, it was one that was imposed on us, has had an absolutely disastrous effect on the nearby community. Within hours of the closure of the supervised consumption site, we suddenly got reports of people using drugs in ATMs, in people's backyards and alleyways. Now I'm hearing about groups of 10, 20, 30 people gathering drug paraphernalia found everywhere, including in a baby carriage this week. Because not only was Somerset West forced to close the supervised consumption site, the nature of their contract for the Heart Hub, which they were building, prevents them from doing any harm reduction work at all, which includes no supervised consumption, no needle exchange, and no safe supply. And something else that has happened is that since the supervised consumption site closed, a private clinic called the Northwood Clinic, which was frankly chased out of Hintonburg, has now moved into Chinatown, and they are prescribing safe supply, but without any of the guardrails that were in place and any of the community accountability that were in place with Somerset West Community Health Center. So similar to what you've heard about in other neighborhoods, we have folks leaving the clinic with large quantities of Dilaudid on them. It's been documented that that Dilaudid is being diverted. It's led to an increase in crime. There have been several arrests and, frankly, utter chaos surrounding the clinic. So I want to be really clear. The supervised consumption site was a solution, and its removal has led to absolute disaster in the neighborhood. I think we underestimated how it kept the addiction problem contained, because if safe supply was prescribed, folks could consume it on site. There was a wall. Yes, there was a spillover effect, but it was nothing like we're seeing now. And so I'm very concerned because, as Councillor Plante said, it looks like governments are moving in a new direction away from supervised consumption. I fear that this powder keg could get worse in every single corner of the city. And I'm very, very worried about what things would look like without supervised consumption. I think it is a misnomer to blame them for public drug use. I think they keep a massive public drug use problem contained. This is the evidence that we've seen. So in addition to this, we've heard from the Centertown Community Health Center, which is on the other side of my ward, closer to Bank Street. While they don't have supervised consumption, they do provide harm reduction services. They are completely overwhelmed because Somerset West is prevented from offering those services. They are now saying they have to hire 2 new people that they don't have funding to hire. They are absolutely losing it. We've seen an uptick in crime. There were 2 break-ins just overnight on the weekend. People are enormously frustrated. And the issue of public drug use is not going away. It's getting worse. It happens in front of my daughter's school. It happens in people's yards, sidewalks. And we really just don't have a good solution to it. Because if people who use drugs don't have a place to go, if they have an addiction, that means that they have to, if they're inhaling fentanyl, they need to inhale it 6 or 8 times a day. They're going to do it. Human beings are wired to survive. And we, right now, we have no safe place to send people for injection or for certainly not for inhalation, because no such thing exists. So, I'm really interested in hearing what OPH's plan is, because should the other sites be shuttered, how are we going to deal with this crisis? Is the city prepared to step up and to run these sites? Is the city prepared to potentially use federal funding to run a site of this nature?